Hello my dears, it's Susie here from Susie Mac Creations, coming to you today with a completed, first ever for me, junk journal. I've used 5 different bits and bobs from Graphic 45 collections. I'll go through them when I'm going through the diary or the journal. In the meantime, let me just introduce you to my first ever junk journal, and here it is. It measures 8 inches by 4.5, and the spine is 1 inch, and I created this from an Eileen Hull die, and I adjusted it slightly because her journal is actually 9 inches long, and I felt that 9 inches was far too big for a journal, for me, for the junk journal. I want to keep this in my handbag, so I cut it down, and all I did was I realigned the 2 bits at the bottom. This one stayed there. I cut the original one off and then added the holes in. My closure is a very simple plaited twice round closure, as you can see. It's created from some twine, which is this one, and some gossamer ribbon, and I just plaited it into 2 strands, attached it at the side, and added a pearl and gold button. And as I said, it wraps around twice, and just juts under to keep it closed, and again a nice little pearl button to make sure it doesn't come undone. Okay, let's go into the inside of the journal. The back cover is exactly the same as the front, and this came from, it was Lady's Diary. I had some bits and bobs left over, so I'm utilising all my Graphic 45 offcuts, and I dare not call them scraps because they're not, they're precious pieces of paper. Anyway, here we go. If I open up, you can see the inside pocket has a little diagonal pocket to keep some journaling notes, etc. The papers are from Botanical Tea, and this stamp is actually from Crafter's Companion. A little bit of lace. The first page, or booklet should I say, it's not a page, it's actually a booklet, and it's kept in with elastic so that it's replaceable. Not the front cover or the back, but the inside is replaceable. So we started off with creating the month of January, and this was from Place and Time. I had all these little cut aparts, so decided to decorate accordingly. And for the actual booklet, I have used something that I bought many years ago, and it's actually manila long newspaper envelopes, and all I did was seal them up and use them as the basis of my cover. So that's the first one. We pop into it, and again there's a page inside for me to keep bits and bobs. I tea-dyed some plain cardstock, printed cardstock, and cut out the tonic January. Then we move on to February. It's exactly the same. I've used all the cut aparts that was left over from the paper collection, and it repeats with the February. Then we move on to March, and again all the cut aparts are from March, and this is a pocket that you can pop things into, and there's March. And of course that's your first booklet, and it just repeats itself. And that's the back of the cover. There we go. That's January, February, March out the way. We now move on to springtime. And this again was used from, it could have been Botanical Gardens or it could have been Ladies' Diary. I think this was Ladies' Diary. This was Botanical Tea. And this came from, haven't got a clue. But it's definitely Graphic 45. So if we open up, I've used papers from Sweet Sentiments. I only had one sheet left, so I wanted to make a feature of it. And again, this comes out like so. So we start off with April, and it's springtime. And again, very, very, very pretty little cut aparts. We go across, and this was a lovely gift I got a couple of years ago on my birthday, and it was actually on a card, and I wanted to keep it because it's so, so pretty. So I made a little pocket, and it just sits in there very nicely, and lets me jot down what I want to do in April. Then we move on to May. And again, pretty butterflies, pansies, lilacs, and blacks, little children playing. So that's May's front cover. And again, I've used a little cut apart to keep things tidy. And again, just tea dyed some paper for May. Move on to June. And again, very, very nice. It's all about weddings and celebrations in June, the month of weddings. So again, oops, I've used the tonic cutouts for the June card. And that finishes that one. The back has again a little notelet to keep notes in. We move on to the front cover for summertime, and again this is a Graphic 45 piece, and so is this across the papers are actually handmade papers, and they're embossed. I've had them for a long time, but they're really very pretty. So we now move on to July, summertime, holidays, swimming. Really nice. We've got Hawaii, oh yes please. A home run, doesn't mean much to me as I don't watch baseball. Bicycles, children climbing trees to pinch the apples, very nice. And again, I've done exactly the same, only this time I've gone on to use lined paper for July. August, again, sunflowers, planting, harvesting, very nice. And again, this is just a little slot where you can tag bits and bobs into it. Oops. And we're on to August, then September. It's all about going back to school, I think. Our children here in Scotland go back to school in August. In fact, they go back to school tomorrow. And I'm sure a lot of mums are going, yay! Still very nice, this wee one here. Now September's there. And that finishes off that little piece again, which we can pull out and replace all the bits and bobs if we want to. And this is a piece of material that I glued down to the back of the cover because I have some lovely soft furnishings made with this material. Now we move on to autumn. A cut-out doily, this Cheery Lynn doily, and these are little cut-aparts again from Graphic 45, textured, handmade, leather type paper, but it is paper, it's not leather. We open up and we come to October, which is the bewitching month. We have Halloween, trick or treat, goblins, ghouls, children asking for sweets and tricking and treating. And I've cut out again October, and then we move on to November, which is again harvest time, but it's Thanksgiving in America. We don't really have a Thanksgiving here in the UK. I wish we did. Very, very, very nice colours on this one. Pumpkins and apples and bananas and papaya. Lovely. And that's November's. Then we move on to the very last month, which is December. And we have Santa and the children playing in the snow, the holly, the wreaths, feasting, Santa Claus. Lovely. And that's December. And then we finish off the booklet. And again, this is easily taken out and new inserts added. The inside of the back cover is just a nice piece from I think it was the 12 Days of Christmas, that one. On to the last inside page, and we have some fairy dust. Don't Let Go of a Dream. It's just a little booklet. I may add other things in there eventually. And another photo mount, I suppose, if I wanted to add a nice photograph to that little pocket. And then we close up again. Just let me do this. And I'll be out your hair, she says. Close it down, and that's my pretty first time ever junk journal. I can tell you what I've used. I've used Sweet Sentiments, Botanical Tea, Lady's Diary, Place and Time, Fairy Dust and Gilded Lily. I hope you've enjoyed my little video, and I'll come back again soon to showcase something else. Bye for now.